Panama City has an urban population of 880,691, over 1.5 million in its metropolitan area. Old Panama, or Panama la Vieja, is the place where the first settlement of the city of Panama was. Our story dates back to August 15, 1519, when it was founded by Pedro Arias Dávila, which made Panama the first city established by the Spanish on the shores of the Pacific Ocean. Its foundation replaced the town of Santa María la Antigua del Darién and Acla, making Panama the capital of Castilla de Oro in 1520. Later, in 1521, Panama received the title of city in addition to a coat of arms granted by the King of Spain, Carlos V. In 1541, the city of Panama already had more than 4,000 settlers, and in 1670 it already had its own main square, two small squares and flow streets. In 1532, the city of Panama was the departure center of the Spanish and served as a transit to move all the gold and silver that came from America to Spain. Despite having grown so much, conditions in Panama City were not so good from the beginning. There was no drinking water, so the settlers would well to store rainwater.
Panama was frequently hit hard by fires, three of which were devouring. In 1621, an earthquake destroyed much of the city, but despite this, the city remained standing. Occasionally, Panama was attacked by pirates, but it was on January 28, 1671, that the English pirate Henry Morgan and his troops decided to loot it. As a result, Governor Juan Pérez Guzmán and Gonzaga ordered the city to be drowned, but not before exploring the powder deposits, which caused a great fire that destroyed the city in its entirety. This measure was to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. After this unfortunate event, the Spanish crown approved the transfer of the city about 12 kilometers to the southwest. And on January 21, 1673, Panama was rebuilt and today is what is known as the Old Town or El Casco Viejo. The ruins, with the passing of the decades, were practically covered by vegetation due to the abandonment they suffered. In 1912, the set of ruins were declared a public monument. In those years, exploring the old city was an odyssey, as there were no roads to access it. In 1916, the first limits were drawn in these areas, and as early as the 1940s, the first people arrived to live around the ruins.
Unlike the old Panama, the old town was delineated with clearer planning which was in accordance with the laws of the Spanish crown. In the territories of mainland church, a main square, government buildings, a defensive walls, the bóvedas and households for those who inhabit it were built. The old town also suffered devastating fires in years 1737, 1756, and 1781. They were the most important and came to greatly affect the economy of the city. The first building there were mature, so very little of the original architecture has been preserved today.
Panama today. In recent years, the new city of Panama has undergone dramatic changes that denote tireless development. Although it is true, Panama is a small country but full of opportunities, resources to exploring. It is an ideal place to live. Panama is more than a transit canal. Panama City is a Latin America in all this splendor, with its impressive and gleaming skyscrapers that are stacked on top of each other, silhouetted against the horizon and remnants of Miami. It is the most cosmopolitan capital in Central America. It is dynamic and culturally diverse, rustic and sophisticated. The traffic, chaotic, does not detract.
Banking area. With its glistening skyscrapers, the center of modern Panama City resembles a miniature Manhattan. Panama has the most modern and successful international banking center in Latin America, with more than 85 banks from 35 countries. Panama's banking law meets the standard of leading financial centers around the world for transparency and regulations. Moreover, Panama has turned into one of the leading countries supporting the FATF and OECD movement to implement measures in international financial centers to cope with capital laundering and terrorist financial activities. The government maintains a firm commitment to fight and maintains a proactive and efficient role through close cooperations with other governments. Tighter controls have been put on banks to report all deposits and withdrawals of more than $10,000, as identically done in the United States. In addition, banking institutions in Panama are more thorough about checking the credentials of new customers. The Know Your Customer policy includes tighter references, requirement, and origin of funds.
Hello everyone, I'm happy today and it's a pleasure to share with you about Panama Today, the Coastal Beltway. This place is a walk that allows pedestrians and cycles to get from the center to the coast. Between artists, boats, couples, and squares with live music. It's a 26-hectare, 64 acres land reclamation project completed in 2009 at a cost of $189 million. It extends from Paitilla to El Chorrillo. Its most recent expansion was the Cinta Costera 3, which opened in 2014, along with the Maracana Stadium. The Cinta Costera Viaduct is part of the Cinta Costera Phase 3. The 2.5-kilometer-long sea, consisting of a road bridge and pedestrian bridge, surrounds the World Heritage Site. Here, you can find playgrounds, outdoors gyms, skating rink, viewpoints, and many other things to entertain yourself. Well, this is a nice place to spend an incredible time with family or friends. So I hope you have enjoyed part of this tour of Panama in the present. This is Luisa Chun reporting. Thank you for your attention. See you soon.
The Bridge of the Americas, originally known as the Dutcher Ferry Bridge, is a road bridge in Panama, which spans the Pacific entrance to the Panama Canal, connecting the North and South American land masses. It was built between 1959 and 1962 by the United States, from its completion in 1962 until the opening of the parallel Centennial Bridge in 2004. The Bridge of the Americas was a key part of the Pan American Highway. The reason for its construction was to connect the two bends so that the canal could be crossed by cars. The Bridge of the Americas greatly increases road traffic capacity across the canal. Panama Centennial Bridge is a major bridge crossing the Panama Canal. It was built to supplement the overcrowded Bridge of the Americas and to replace it as the carrier of the Pan American Highway. Upon its opening in 2004, it became the second permanent crossing of the canal. It is located 16 kilometers (9.3 miles) north of the Bridge of the Americas and crosses the Culebra Cut, Gaylord Cut, close to the Pedro Miguel Locks.
The Atlantic Bridge, the third bridge over the Panama Canal, known as the Atlantic Bridge, is a road bridge in Colón, Panama, which spans the Atlantic entrance to the canal. The bridge is a double-pylon, double-plane, concrete girders, cable-stayed bridge with a main span of 530 meters and two side spans of 230 meters. The bridge was designed by the China Communication Construction Company. The bridge is part of a local connection route between Bolivar Highway in the east and the undeveloped western area. It will replace the nearby Panama Canal Ferry. Is the only bridge north of the Culebra Cut.
The Tocumen International Airport. It is the main international airport of Panama City. It was opened on June 1, 1947, by the President Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Brin. The airport serves as the home base for Copa Airlines and is a regional hub to and from the Caribbean, South, North, and Central America, and additionally features routes to some European and Asian cities. Tocumen International Airport is among the few in the region with 2 runways for landing. Since the runway of the previous terminal is permanently used by cargo planes and private flights, or it can be used as an alternative runway to the main runway in moments of high demand. Tocumen's main runway is 3,050 meters long and is used mainly by commercial airlines. In 2006, an important expansion and renovation program was carried out to modernize and improve the services. The second phase includes the construction of the North Pier that has allowed the airport increase its capacity to attend 15 million passengers per year. Before of the pandemic, operate 23 commercial airlines connecting to 85 destinations to 37 countries around the world. In 2021 has been prepared the inauguration of Tocumen Terminal 2, a building with avant-garde design that increased the airport the capacity to 54 boarding gates and 12 remote stations with capacity to attend 25 million passengers per year.
Panama Canal. It is an impressive work of modern engineering. It connects the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean in the northwest part of the American continent. This navigation channel has been in the sights of hundreds of navigators for several centuries. Since this stage means a great saving of time and distance in the maritime routes. According to history, since before the arrival of Europeans on American soil, indigenous cultures of this region already locate this place as the closest point to communicate with both oceans. Since the stage of pre-Hispanic routes that cover this route have been found. It was not until the beginning of the 20th century when the United States built this great wall between 1904 and 1914, where they say the material excavated in the canal would be enough to build a replica of the Great Wall of China from San Francisco to New York.
The Panama Canal Railway. It is a line linking the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean in Central America. The road stretches 47.6 miles across the Isthmus of Panama from Colombia, the Atlantic to Balboa, Pacific near Panama City. Because of the difficult physical condition of the road and state of technology, the construction was run now as an international engineering. It was opened in 1855. The railway preceded the Panama Canal by half a century. Now, as the Panama Railroad Company was founded in the 19th century, today it is operated as Panama Canal Railway Company. It currently provides both freight and passenger service. The line was built by the United States, and the principal incentive was the boost in passenger and freight traffic from eastern USA to California following from 1849 Gold Rush.